Welcome, folks. This is Rod Charles at poolside at Oxford High School Natatorium for a swim and diving meet tonight between the Oxford Wildcats as the host team and the Farmington Falcons flying in to visit us. Our cameraman and producer is Mr. John Ochins. This is Oxford Community Television. On Charter, that's channel 191. AT&T, it's channel 99. And if you care to look at the website, check out OCCTV.org. OCCTV.org. And let us now get ready for the national anthem. Singing tonight is Emily Silvis and Rachel Baker. Emily Silvis and Rachel Baker.
Dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Excellent singing by those two young ladies, Emily Silvis and Rachel Baker. As we all know, that is a very difficult song to sing. Once again, this is Oxford versus Farmington. Rod Charles on the microphone, Mr. John Ochins manning the camera. First race is the 200-yard medley relay. That means 2 backstroke lengths, followed by breaststroke, followed by butterfly, followed by freestyle. And once again, freestyle means, for most people, it means doing the crawl stroke, since that's the fastest stroke typically. There's one heat of the 200 medley relay. That's 200 yards. Back, breast, fly, and free. Oxford's in the even lanes. In lane 2 for the Wildcats, we have Tate Hamilton, a freshman. Rachel Baker, a junior. Rachel just sang that song again. Paige Hoder, and Emily Silvis, who was one of our fine singers. Emily is a senior. Lane 4 for the Wildcats, we have Claire Alexander, a freshman, Rachel Commons, a sophomore, Bella Gianola, junior, and Hannah Schoenfeld, a junior. Lane 6 for the Wildcats is Danielle Kemp, junior, Victoria McLennan, Emily Viken. Emily is a sophomore, and Kayla Krebs. Kayla is a senior. On the far side of the pool, lane 8, we have Paisley Arendt, a junior, Caitlin Griffith, freshman, Emma DiMolantana, a freshman, and Emily Hamilton, a senior. The lane closest to the official, closest to the camera here, is lane 1. And away they go. 2 lengths backstroke. What you notice in the world of competitive swimming nowadays is the backstrokers go quite a ways underwater on the start and on the turn. That's a relatively new phenomenon in the world of competitive swimming. Now, watch that the swimmer starting next doesn't leave before the backstroker touches the wall. And away they go for the breaststroke. Farmington out in the front right now. Second place, the Wildcats. Third place, the Wildcats. Fourth place, the Wildcats. Scoring for the medley relay goes 8-4-2. 8 for first place. Then 4 points for second, and third is 2. Fourth, fifth, and sixth get 0. Well, this looks like a close one right now. Coming up breaststroke. Butterflyers are next. Coaching the Wildcats tonight, Mrs. Jackie Rank, Chuck and Anna Charnstrom, and Eliza Silverthorne. Eliza does the diving. Well, the Wildcats have caught up on the fly. Let's see what happens. Here's the freestyle. That looks like Bella Gianola doing the butterfly there. Uh-oh. Come on, Oxford, let's go. Farmington's catching up. Let's churn it. It's going to be close. Going to be close. Wow. What a great race that was. And I should say is. Wildcats take 1, 3, 4. Nice swimming. And 1, 3, 4, and 7. Nice job all the way around. Nice swimming. See some good technique there. Some nice turns by all the Wildcat swimmers in all lanes. Good starts. Nobody was disqualified. Great job. First place looks like a 2:08.07, and second place 2:08.98. So very close between first and second. So Oxford takes an early lead in this meet. Next race is 8 lengths to the pool, 25 yards. So if you do your math, that means a 200-yard freestyle race is coming up. One heat of this race. Once again, we have the Wildcats are going to be in the even lanes. So let's take a look here. Lane 2, closest to the camera. In lane 2, we've got Marissa Bourne. Lane 4, Claire Alexander. Lane 6, Danielle Kemp. And on the far side, Gracie Beebe. Lane 2, Marissa. Lane 4, Claire. Lane 6, Danielle. And lane 8 for the Wildcats, Gracie. 8 lengths to the pool. Our officials tonight, Mr. Jim Irwin and Mr. Jason Leskevich. We're fortunate we have 2 officials of these races, and diving for that matter. Jason's on the far side from the camera, and Mr. Irwin is here closest to the camera, closest to lane 1. What they're watching for is to make sure that swimmers touch the wall when they make their turn. If you do not touch the wall with some part of your body, you're disqualified. Even if it means banging your head in the wall, you've got to touch it. This looks like another close race. We're approaching the halfway mark. Nice split by both the lead swimmers here. 200 freestyle relay is a very tough race to pace because it's not a sprint, but obviously it's not a real long distance type of race. Farmington swimmers taking the lead now. Anyone's race. We've got tough races all the way across the pool. Lanes 1 all the way through 8. Okay, lead swimmer has 2 lengths to go. This is where they pour it on. If there's any energy left. Let's see some nice swim turns here by the Wildcat swimmers. The coach has done a great job helping the kids learn how to do turns. So Farmington Falcons take first in that race. Now, scoring for individual races is different than the relays. First gets 6 points, second gets 4, third gets 3, fourth gets 2, fifth gets 1. Winning time of that 200 freestyle was 2:13.59. That was lane 4. So once again, the scoring is 6, 4, 3, 2, 1 for individual races. First 5 swimmers score points, or in the event of diving, first 5 divers. The relays, again, the first 3 teams score points. 8 points is first, second is 4, third is 2. Lane 5 was first place. Lane 4 was second. And that was in the 200 freestyle.
We have a correction for the winner of the girls' 200 freestyle. It was lane 5, Sydney Hawk, from Farmington, 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
Our next race, we're going to have 3 heats of the 50 freestyle. 50 freestyle is a good race to literally get your feet wet. A lot of new swimmers like the 50 because it's 2 lengths. Good chance to work on the things that you spend all week doing in the pool. Starts, your turns, finishes, and of course working on your stroke. Now the 50, what we should see here if you watch the swimmers, the kick should be a fast and furious kick. Toes are pointed. And the arms obviously going to have a faster turnover than you would on a 500 freestyle. Let's see how they do. 2 lengths. Lane 2 for the Wildcats, we have Victoria Provo. Lane 4, Gabriela Garcia. Lane 6, Elsa Rodriguez. And in lane 8, Ana DiMeglio. Well, my mistake, we had the 200 IM in here. I'm talking about the 50 freestyle. This is the 200 individual medley. Sorry, our sheets got mixed up here a little bit here. 200 IM, 2 lengths fly, 2 lengths back, 2 lengths breast, 2 lengths freestyle. 8 lengths to the pool. So let's go down the swimmers here. Lane 2 for the Wildcats. A freshman, Tate Hamilton. Lane 4, Bella Gianola. Lane 6, Emily Viken. And the far side of the pool, away from the camera, we have Caitlin Griffith. Once again, in lane 2 is Tate. Lane 4, Bella. Lane 6, Emily. Lane 8, Caitlin. 200 IM. Next part of this race is going to be the breaststroke. The IM is a great race to watch because it involves the 4 strokes. This is going to be a tight one here between first and second. We also have, all across the pool, we got some pretty tight races here. Right now, Oxford has second and fourth. Nice swim there. Very good swim. Let's take a look here. Lane 7, Farmington Falcons. Lane 6, Oxford. Lane 3, the Falcons. Lane 7, Falcons. Lane 2, Lane 8, Oxford. Lane 2, Oxford.
And the winner of the girls' team, the winner of Alabama from Farmington, Bella Kingston, will be Event 4 is the girls' 50-yard freestyle.
Now we get to that 50 freestyle that we started with a few minutes ago. We have 3 heats of the 50, 2 lengths. I'm going to repeat the names here for the Wildcats. Victoria Proba in lane 2. That's the lane that's closest to the camera. Lane 4, Gabriela Garcia. Lane 6, Elsa Rodriguez. Lane 8 for the Wildcats, a freshman, Ana DiMeglio. The Farmington coach and swimmers were saying it was quite a long drive for them to come out to Oxford today. And they got stuck in our famous M24 traffic. So the meet started about a half hour late as a result. High school pools are 25 yards. Olympic pools are 50 meters. So an Olympic pool is more than twice as long as a high school pool. Okay, here we go with that 50 freestyle. Uh-oh, Oxford swimmer lane 2, her goggles came loose. Had to stop and fix them. That was Victoria Provo. It's one of the things about a 50 like this. You get a chance to learn those little things, how tight you get your goggles, etc. Boy, there's some nice swimming right there. Good technique. What I was saying a few minutes ago, when you watch a 50 freestyle, you want to see a fast, furious kick. Toes are pointed. The head should remain stable for the most part, other than when you turn to the side to take a quick breath. Elbows are up high in the sky. Okay, second heat of the 50. Oxford's in the even lanes. Lane 2 for the Wildcats, we have a senior, Sophia Wirtz. Lane 4, Emily Silvis. 6, Emily Hamilton. And lane 8, Paisley Arendt. 2, 4, 6, and 8. 2 lengths. Wow, some really good swimming right here in Heat 2. See those legs kicking, arms are moving over fast, heads down. In a short race like a 50, swimmers don't want to breathe too much. Obviously, you got to breathe something, but they typically limit the amount of times they turn their head to the side to get a breath. Once again, our coaches tonight, Jackie Rank for the Oxford Wildcats, assisted by Chuck and Anna Chardstrom, who moved to Michigan from Minnesota. The coach for the Farmington Falcons is Driska McCullough. Okay, final heat of the 50 freestyle. Rachel Baker, lane 2. Christina Boytzen, 4. Hannah Schoenfeld, lane 6. And Kayla Krebs, lane 8. Well, that's a close race to call. Looks like lane 5 takes it. Hard to tell, though. Maybe it was lane 4 with some people walking in front of us just as they finished. So who do we have winning that 50 freestyle? Lane 4?
Lane 5.
Lane 5? Lane 5, the official word. Lane 5 takes it. The time of 28.98. Second place, lane 6, 29.48. Okay, that was the 50 freestyle. Now we have the diving coming up. We have quite a few divers tonight from both teams. We add them all up. 2 divers for Oxford, and it looks like we have 5 for Farmington. Oxford has a diving coach who's not here tonight, John Pearson. So filling in for John tonight, we have Eliza Silverthorne. We're going to take a break right now, and we'll catch you when the swimmers and divers get ready. Welcome again, folks. Here we are, Oxford High School Natatorium. Mr. Rod Charles on the microphone, Mr. John Ochins manning the camera. Our meet tonight, Oxford versus Farmington, the Oxford Wildcats and Farmington Falcons. Our first diver from Farmington is Kavita Plale. She's doing a 4 dive, the somersault, half twist, free position. And the DD on this is 1.7. Whoops. Needs to get a little more height off the board. She didn't get enough height up to pull that dive off. Judges give her a 3, a 3, and a 2.
What's the diving order? I didn't know that.
Judge 1.
Oh.
3. Judge 2.
No, I need to know what divers, like what.
2.
Here.
Next diver from Farmington Hills is Natalie Burback. She is doing a 5-2-2-1D. One back.
Our next diver from Farmington,
A 1 half twist for freestyle.
Natalie Gerback.
1.7 degree of difficulty.
Doing a back dive with a somersault, half twist, free position. Difficulty on this is 1.7.
Final score 12.75.
She gets a 3, a 3, and a 1.5.
She's doing for her first time a 5-2-3-1D. back 1.5 somersault with 1.5 twist.
Emily
Free position.
Sokolow from Farmington
Difficulty 1.8.
doing a back dive with 1.5 somersaults. Degree of difficulty 1.8.
Total judges score 28.8.
5.5, 6, and 4.5 for a total of 28.8. Next diver, Jenna Zettler,
2-1D, back.
doing a back dive with a somersault, half twist, free position. 1.7 is the difficulty rating. Nice dive. Very nice dive. I'm going to say at least a 5.5, maybe a 6. And the judges are more generous. They go 6, 7, 7 for a total of 34 points.
From Farmington,
Caitlin Walter from Farmington is coming up.
5-2-1D.
Her first dive is a back dive, 1 somersault,
Degree of difficulty 1.7.
half twist free, and the difficulty rating on this is 1.7. And 1.7 then is multiplied by the 3 judges' scores. Well, my score is a 4 on that. Let's see what the judges say. And they say 4, 5, 5.5 for a total of 24.65. So the key in diving, obviously, to pull your dive off, but you also want to get dives that give you high degree of difficulties to increase the multiplier.
1 somersault with 1 twist free, 1.8 degree of difficulty.
Kara from Oxford is doing a back 1 somersault, 1 twist, free position, 1.8 difficulty. Take that 1.8, multiply by the 3 judges' scores. Good dive, good dive. 5.5 from this judge. And the judges give her a 5.5, 6.5, 6.5 for a total of 33.3.
Casey Allen
From Farmington,
dive is a 5-2-2-1.
Casey Isles.
Back.
Her first dive is a back dive somersault, half twist,
1.7
free position, 1.7 degree of difficulty. Nice dive. Judges give her a 7.5, 6.5, 6.5.
Diver number 1, Akiva from Farmington. Her second dive is a 104C.
Kavita Payol from Oxford, from Farmington is doing a 4 dive. 2 somersaults, tuck position. 2.2 is the degree of difficulty. So this is the highest difficulty we've seen so far. 2.2. If you noticed, she came up showing that dive because as she came off the end of the board, she had her head tilted down toward the water. Judges give her a 1.5, 5, and 4.5.
Our third diver tonight, Emily from Farmington. Her second dive, 1.0.
Doing a forward dive.
Forward, 1.5 somersaults.
1.5 somersaults. Free position. The difficulty rating on this is 1.7. We have 3 judges. We have the
Dive number 4.
we have the Farmington coach.
103B.
We have the John Pearson who coaches Oxford and Romeo, and Jason Liskevich, who is one of the officials tonight.
We're on diver 3.
No.
We're diver 2. Okay, never.
All right, Natalie Gerbach coming up from Farmington.
We have here 2. So we're correct up there. You're not on your sheet.
Should be Natalie.
Sorry. Natalie?
That's diver 2.
Diver 2. Diver 2, Natalie, her second dive will be a 103B forward, 1.5 somersault.
This is a forward dive, 1F somersaults, pike position, 1.7 degree of difficulty. Very nice dive. Very nice dive. I'm going to go with a 6 on that. And the judges go 7, 6.5, 7. I think she probably could have stretched out a little bit more, but I think the judges did a nice job. Next dive from Farmington, Emily.
Pike position, degree of difficulty, 1.7.
Doing an inward dive with a somersault tuck. Difficulty on this is 1.6. Nice dive. 7, 6.5, 5.5 for a total of 31.45 points.
Our
Fourth diver from Oxford.
Jenna from Oxford. Her second dive.
Her second dive is a back dive tuck.
Back dive.
1.5 degree of difficulty.
1.5.
Wow. Nice dive. Pretty close to the diving board. Nice dive. 6.5, 6.5, 5. Total of 27 points. Her grand total at this point is 61. Our next diver for the Farmington Falcons, Caitlin. Her second dive is a forward 1.5 somersaults. Pike position. The DD is 1.7. Seven, 5.5 for 33.15. Her total right now is 57.8. For the Wildcats, Kiera, her second dive is a forward dive with 1 somersault, half twist, free position, 1.9 difficulty rating. Nice approach. A little bit tough at the end there. She didn't have her arms quite to her side. Judges give her a 5.5, 4.5, 4 for a total of 26.6, giving her a grand total so far 59.9. For the Falcons, Casey's coming up with her second dive. Back dive. 1.5 somersaults with a half twist. Difficulty rating on this is 2.1. Here again, that degree of difficulty can help you quite a bit. Little short. 7, 6, 4.5. I think 7 is more than generous. Must be the East German judge over there.
First diver, Katina from Farmington, will be diving the 3-0.
Kavita for Farmington, doing a reverse dive with somersault, tuck position. 1.6 degree of difficulty. Reverse dives are challenging because you got to fly up through the air and then turn backwards toward the diving board. I'd call that an adequate dive, maybe a 4.5. Judges give her 4, 5, and 3.
Our second diver, Natalie from Farmington. Her third dive will be
Third dive for Natalie.
inward dive, straight.
An inner dive,
Degree of difficulty,
straight position.
1.8.
1.8 is the difficulty rating. Five by me. That's what I say. Give her a 5. Let's see what the judges say. 6.5, 3.5. Quite a disparity in scores. Grand total 26 for her total so far is 73.7. Emily for the Farmington Falcons doing an inward dive with 1 somersault. Tuck position 1.6. So tuck means she's going to pull her knees up in a tuck position and grab on with her hands and spin around. Nice dive. A little bit too much tilting forward at the end. Judges give her 7, 7, 5.5.
Diver number 4, Jenna.
I think that 7 was a little bit generous. Jenna for the Wildcats doing an inward dive, 1 somersault, tuck position, 1.6 degree of difficulty. Good height off the board, a little bit too much forward as she came to the board. She didn't quite get it straight. Scores 5, 3, 5.5, 21.6. Her total right now is 82.6. Caitlin from Farmington doing her 3rd dive.
1.5 somersault.
Inner dive, 1.5 somersaults, tuck. 2.2 is the degree of difficulty. So this is one of those higher degree of difficulty dives where she can rack up a lot of points. Not quite a straight entry there. 5.5 rather, 4 and 3. Grand total 27.5. Her total is 85.3. Kara coming up for the Wildcats. Her 3rd dive is an inward dive with 1 somersault, tuck position, 1.6. And once again, she's going to pull her knees up and grab on with her hands. And hopefully enter the water straight. Nice dive, nice dive. Got her arms down on her side just in time. Judges agree. They give her 6.5, 7, and 7. 32.8 points. Her total is 92.7. For the Falcons, Casey's coming up on her 3rd dive. Inward dive, 1 somersault. Tuck position 1.6. Five and a half, 4 for 21.6 total, giving her 93.2. Now there's 6 dives in diving. We are beginning the second half. This is the 4th dive. Gavita from the Farmington Falcons doing an inward dive. Tuck, 1.4 difficulty rating. Nice dive. Very nice dive. 5.5, 6, 6 for 24.5. Her grand total is 81.5. Natalie for the Falcons. Her 4th dive. Inward dive, 1.5 somersaults. Tuck position. Doing a 2.2 degree of difficulty dive. This can make or break when you do these high degree of difficulty dives. Five, 4.5 for a total of 31.9. Gives her a grand total of 105.6 after the 4th round. Emily from Farmington doing a reverse dive with a somersault in a tuck position.
1.6.
1.6. Here again, reverse dive means you come off the board and fly backwards toward the board.
Emily's score was 29.6.
She got 29.6, her grand total.
Oxford, her fourth
Jenna for Oxford.
301C, reverse dive in the tuck position.
Reverse dive, tuck,
Of difficulty 1.6.
1.6. We have 3 judges. We have the coach from Farmington. We have Mr. Pearson, who coaches Romeo and Oxford, and Jason Liskevich. Nice dive. Very nice dive. I like that dive. That's definitely a 6.5. And the judges give her a 7, 6, and 5.5 for 29.6. Her total is 112.2 at this point.
02A.
Our next diver for the Falcons, Caitlin Walter. Caitlin's doing a back dive, 1 somersault, straight position, 1.7 difficulty rating. Nice job. 7, 4.5, 4.5.
Our sixth diver, Kara.
Giving her 27.2. She's got 112.5 at this point. Kiara for the Wildcats doing reverse dive tuck, 1.6. This is her 4th dive, 4 out of 6. Nice dive. Good height off the board. Oh, wow. Look at all 3 judges finally agree. 6, 6, and 6. Give her 28.8 for a grand total right now of 121.5. That's the first time so far tonight that all 3 judges have agreed.
1.7.
Casey's dive is a back dive, 1 somersault, straight position, 1.7 difficulty rating. This is her 4th dive out of 6. Nice dive. Very nice dive. Judges give her 7, 6, and 6. 32.3, giving her a total of 125.5. Okay, now we start the 5th round of diving. Kavita doing a reverse dive pike, 1.7. I'm going to give her a 5 on that. And the judges say 5.5, 2.5, 4. I thought 5 was generous, but Nellie Gerbach from Farmington High School is doing a reverse dive with a somersault, pike position, 1.7. You look at the divers, you look at the water skirting out under the diving board. That's to create ripples in the water. Nice dive. A little bit of a twist at the end there, but nice dive. The purpose of that ripple effect is so when the divers are flying through the air, they can see the water. By her scores were 6, 4.5, 4.5. For her 5th dive, Emily from Farmington's doing inward, 1.5 somersaults, tuck, 2.2 degree of difficulty. Here again, one of the higher degree of difficulties we've seen tonight. Wow, she pulled it off. Did a nice job. Very nice dive. I'm going to say 6.5. And the judges, 7, 6.5, 6, and that averages out to a 6.5. She gets 42.9 points on that one. That's the highest score anyone's gotten so far.
One twist, 3 position, degree of difficulty, 1.9.
Jenna from Oxford's doing a forward 1.5 somersault with a twist. Difficulty ranking on this is 1.9. Oh, good. She pulled it off there right at the last second. She pulled it off. Nice job.
Jenna's score is 31.35.
She gets 6.5, 5.5, 4.5 for a total of 31.3 on that dive, giving her 143.55 so far in this meet.
Somersault in the tuck position. Degree of difficulty.
Caitlin from
1.6.
Farmington's doing a reverse one somersault in the tuck position, 1.6. And our three-judge panel, let's see what they say. 5.5, 5.5, 4.5, giving her 24.8 for a grand total of 137.3. Kiara
On the dive.
for Oxford doing her fifth dive.
The fifth dive will be a
forward dive.
Forward, 1.5 somersault.
1.5 somersaults, tuck position.
1.6.
1.6 is the difficulty ranking. Good height off the board, a little bit too much forward momentum, carried her over, but a nice dive overall. And the judges, again, have unanimity of scores. We have 5, 5, 5, getting here 24 points.
Dive will be the 302C. Reverse one somersault.
Casey.
Tuck position. Degree of difficulty.
Well, Farmington's
1.6.
doing a reverse dive, one somersault, tuck position, 1.6 difficulty rating. Nice dive. 6.6, 5.5.
28. Now for the girls' sixth and final dives.
Here we are, the last round.
One, Kavita from Farmington High School.
Kavita
Dive will be 202A, a back, one somersault.
doing a back dive, one somersault, straight position. The difficulty ranking on this is 1.7. Four, 4, 3.
The score is 18.7. Our second diver, Natalie from Farmington.
For her last dive, Natalie Gerbach
202A.
for the Falcons doing a back dive, one somersault, straight position.
Difficulty 1.7.
The difficulty rating on this is 1.7. Good dive.
Natalie
4.5, 5, 4.5 for 23.8, giving her 154.9.
from Farmington. Her last dive.
Emily from Farmington
202A.
doing a back dive, one somersault, straight position,
1.7.
1.7 difficulty rating. Nice dive. Judges give her 6.5, 6, 5, 29.75, giving her 193.7 points.
Her last dive is a 1.
Jenna's last dive,
Forward, 1.5 somersault in the tuck position.
forward dive,
Difficulty
1.5 somersaults, tuck position, 1.6 difficulty ranking. Wow, what a good dive. Excellent. 7 on that one. Judges say 6, 6.5, and 7. 31.2, giving her 174.75 after her sixth dive.
Dive is the 401C. Inward dive, the tuck position.
Caitlin Walter
Degree of
for the
difficulty,
Falcons
1.4.
doing an inward dive, tuck position 1.4 is the difficulty rating. Nice dive. Very nice dive. He's in some good diving here tonight. Well, the judges say that was a failed dive, so she's going to get a 0, a goose egg on that one.
Diver number 6, Kira from Oxford.
Failed dive.
Dive is 104C, forward. I am right now. Okay, Kara. Kara's last dive.
Kara,
104C,
the Wildcats.
Forward, double somersault in the tuck position.
With a forward dive, 2 somersaults, tuck position. Difficulty is 2.2. This is her most difficult dive tonight. Nice job. Nice job. Good dive. Good height off the board. 7, 6.5, giving her 45.1, bringing her up to 190.6 for the evening.
4C, forward, 2 somersaults in a tuck position.
Casey for the Falcons. Doing a forward dive, 2 somersaults tuck. Again, the difficulty rating on this is 2.2. See the difference in those 2 dives. The young lady just dived, came off the board already leaning over. That cuts her dive short. Judges say 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, giving her 36.3 for 189.8. By the way, the score following the diving is 32 for the Wildcats, 30 for the Farmington Falcons. Let me ask Jason real quickly. Jason, can you tell us why that was a failed dive?
Yeah, she was supposed to go no somersaults at all, just in, and she somersaulted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You're not supposed to do when you do it?
Right.
Well, folks, I don't know if you heard that, but the diver did a somersault that she wasn't supposed to do. Other than that, the dive was nice. Coach Frank telling everyone to get wet, get in that pool. Right now, the divers are loosening. I'm sorry, the swimmers are loosening up. They've got 10 minutes. Loosen up those muscles. Coach, can we just give you 3 minutes to ask you a little about yourself and Farmington? There's a camera right up there. We want to see you.
Oh, I don't want to do that. No.
This is like Wide World of Sports, Driska. This is
Yeah.
Driska McCullough, the coach from Farmington. Driska, how long have you been involved with competition swimming and diving?
For a long time, since the 80s.
Since the 80s. Oh my God, that sounds like a TV show.
No, it does, doesn't it?
Now, you told me earlier you had a daughter that swam for the University of Michigan.
Yes. We went to Olympic trials twice.
Really? What kind of races was she in the Olympic trials?
The freestyle ones, the short ones, the 200, the 50, the 100, and the 500.
Well, the 500, I don't know if I'd call that a short race, but do you remember any of her times?
No, and too long ago.
I see. What high school did your daughter swim for?
Mercy.
Mercy?
Yep.
Well, they've had a strong program for, what, 3 or 4 decades now, huh?
Yes.
So how many, let's go back to Farmington. How many girls do you carry on the team?
This year we've got 36.
That's a pretty big team, isn't it?
Yes. I started 5 years ago with 15 swimmers and have grown to 36.
How did you do that?
I don't know. My charm and personality. I don't know.
I was going to just say the same thing. You took the words right out of my mouth. Charm and personality. Now, did you swim yourself at some point?
Yes.
Whereabouts?
In New Jersey.
New Jersey, huh? I see. And you came to Michigan and you took up swimming and coaching and things like that, right?
Yes.
Okay. What other schools have you coached besides Farmington?
West Bloomfield and Mercy.
Mercy. What are your workouts like on a regular basis? I mean, how many yards and that sort of thing?
I like to do quality and not quantity.
Okay, so what does that
So-
translate to in yards and numbers?
Between 3,000 or 4,000 yards.
Which is short in today's world because a lot of swimmers will easily do 10,000, 11,000 in a practice.
We
do,
don't do that.
do you do morning workouts?
Yeah, just 2 days a week.
2 days a week? So in those days, you still total up to 3,000 or 4,000, or is that
No, a little bit more.
a little bit more?
Yeah.
I see. And what are your expectations for the team this year?
Well, I really like what I'm seeing, so hopefully they'll do well in the blue division.
I see. So what are some of the other teams in the blue division besides yourself and Oxford? I think it's some. I know
Troy,
every year it
Athens.
changes.
Yeah, Troy, Athens. Let me think. Hazel Park,
Southfield.
Who's the other one? Oh, Stony Creek is going to be in it
Oh,
this
Stony
year.
Creek too, huh? I see.
Yeah, and then I can't tell you. I can't remember.
Well, that doesn't matter at this point right now
Right.
because it meets the final meets a long ways away. Where's that going to be? Do you know?
Here.
It's going to be at Oxford. I didn't know
Yep.
that. Wow.
Yep.
So we get to see you guys again.
Yes.
And the bus driver will know the route this time, right?
If it's the same guy,
How long did it take you to get here tonight?
an hour and a half.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Well, next time pack a lunch
Yeah.
or dinner.
For sure.
Well, anyhow, thank you very much. Good luck this
Okay,
season.
thank
Take care,
you.
Driska.
You guys too. Thanks.
All right, let's take a break. Okay, folks, this is Rod Charles here at Oxford High School. First race following the diving is the 100-yard butterfly. The score before diving was 32-30. We have not yet tallied the results of the diving. Diving was pretty good tonight. We had some pretty good divers demonstrating their skills. But while they're tallying that up, we're going to be starting the swimming. As I said, we have the 100-yard butterfly. Oxford in lane 2, that's closest to the camera here, is Paige Hodder. Paige is a freshman. Lane 4, Rachel Cummins. Rachel is a sophomore. Lane 6, Victoria McLennan, a sophomore. And in lane 8, Emma DiMolenta, a freshman. So Oxford is in the even lanes, Farmington Falcons in the odd lanes. 4 lengths butterfly. A couple key things to see in the butterfly. You're going to see the dolphin kick. That's both legs are together, toes pointed. And you see an undulating motion. On the arm movement, as we all know in the butterfly, your arms come over together simultaneously. Typically, you should see a thumb typically enters the water first before the swimmer starts their pull. Something to watch, and the officials certainly watch for, is that a swimmer must touch the wall with both hands simultaneously. Otherwise, it's a big DQ. Once again, our officials, Mr. Jim Irwin. Jim is from the Genesee County area. Jim works as an explosive expert, by the way. On the far side of the pool, Mr. Jason Liskevich. Jason works for Flagstar Bank. 4 lengths butterfly. Let's see here. Lane 5 has a first place. About a 2.5 second lead. This is where the arms and the shoulders are really hurting and the lungs are burning. It's going to be a close race for second. Let's see who touches the wall. And Farmington gets a 1-2. One, 2, 4 for the Falcons. This is Rod Charles, the microphone. Mr. John Ochins with the camera. Oxford Community Television. Charter viewers, channel 191. AT&T, channel 99. Website is OCCTV.org. OCCTV.org. Anyone who wishes to purchase a copy of tonight's meet can call the station at 248-628-9652. Oxford Community Television. We just finished the butterfly. Next race will be the 100-yard freestyle. We're going to have 3 heats of the 100 freestyle.
He does a great job.
Okay, here we go. First heat. 4 lengths crawl stroke. See some nice technique here. Lane 2 for the Wildcats, we have Elsa Rodriguez. Lane 4, Gabriela Garcia. Lane 6, Victoria Provo. Lane 8, Ana DiMeglio. Once again, lane 2 is Elsa. Lane 4 is Gabriela. Lane 6 is Victoria. Lane 8 is Ana. Heat 2 coming up. Lane 2 for the Wildcats, Sophia Wirtz. Lane 4, Gracie Beebe. Lane 6, Marissa Bourne. Lane 8, Kate Marsh. And away they go. 4 lengths freestyle. What you notice when the swimmers, one of the very first thing a competition swimmer learns when they first get in the stroke is proper breathing technique. When you see somebody who doesn't really know how to swim, they lift their heads straight up. Competition swimmers, if you notice, turn their heads to the side. A lot of hours are spent working on the breathing. That's one of the most basic things that swimmers always start with when they get into an age group program. I'm talking about an age group competition program, not a Parks and Rec type of program. Here we come to the finish. Boy, that's a nice swim right there. Some nice times. By the way, we have still not received the results of the diving, and I think the diving scores will be very close. Okay, we're getting ready for the third and final heat of the 100-yard freestyle. For the Wildcats, in lane 2 will be Kayla Krebs. Kayla's a senior. For the Wildcats in lane 4 will be Bella Gianola. Bella is a junior. Lane 6 for the Wildcats, Christina Boydston. Christina is a junior. And in lane 8 for the Wildcats, Hannah Schoenfeld. Hannah is a junior. 2, 4, 6, 8 are Wildcats. The odd lanes are the Farmington Falcons. As you just heard, the coach said it took them an hour and a half to get here tonight. Our officials again, Mr. Jim Irwin here closest to the camera. On the far side, Mr. Jason Leskevich. Good start by Bella over there in lane 4. She got a good fast start. You need that in a short race like 100. Okay, it looks like the race is pretty tight for 2nd through 8th. Bella's got a pretty commanding lead. But 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th are all up for grabs. Oxford needs the points on this. Right now, it looks like 1-3 for the Wildcats. One, 3, 4, 6 for the Wildcats. It looks like Bella might have just cracked a minute. Looks like she hit 59.45 for her 100-yard freestyle. Very good time.
With a time of 59.45 seconds. Event number 8, the girls 500-yard freestyle.
Next race will be the 500 freestyle.
Mr. Diamond.
Oakland County qualifying for the 100 free is 57.4 is automatic. 59.9 is consideration. So Bella's in the hunt for that qualification for the Oakland County meet. The state championship meet, you've got to hit a 54.49. .500 freestyle, 20 lengths of the pool. This is the longest race in high school swimming. For the Wildcats, lane 2, one of our singers, Emily Sovis. She can probably practice during this race. Emily is a senior. Lane 4 for the Wildcats, a freshman, Claire Alexander. Lane 6, Danielle Kemp, a junior, and lane 8, Emily Hamilton, a senior. 20 lengths the pool, the longest race in high school swimming. Oakland County automatic qualifying for the 500 is 531.89, and consideration is 549.99. State championship is 5:18.79. Haley Kornberger, a former varsity swimmer here in Oxford, now swims for the Michigan State Spartans. Haley has the records for the girls swim team in a lot of races. Haley swam a 5:13 when she was here at Oxford. Oxford Community Television, Mr. John Ochen's manning the camera. Rod Charles with the microphone. That's Charter viewers. Check it out at channel 191, AT&T Uverse, channel 99, and the website, OCCTV.org. OCCTV serves Oxford, Addison Townships, Leonard, and the village of Oxford. The score, not counting diving, is 48 for Oxford, 46 for Farmington. Still working on that diving score. It's a close meet, 2 points. We're fortunate we have two good officials, Jason Liskevich, Jim Irwin. Jim does a great job working with the electronic system, which over the years has sometimes caused problems, but he's got it running pretty smoothly nowadays. Looking down at the far side of the pool, you see the swimmers with those big placards there telling the swimmer how many lengths they've done. It's easy to lose track. You know, considering that the Farmington coach told us that they put in about 4,000 yards a day, I'm surprised that their lead swimmer in the 500 is doing as good as she is, because most swim teams nowadays are easily doing at least twice that. Okay, we just got the scores in for the diving. And it looks like 7th place, Kavita from Farmington. 6th place, Natalie Gerbeck, Farmington. 5th place, Caitlin Walter from Farmington. 4th place, Jenna Zeiter from Oxford. 3rd, Casey Isles from Farmington. Casey had 180. Let me get the scores here for everyone. 4th place, Jenna had a 174.75. Casey Isles from Farmington had a 189.8. 2nd place with 190.6 was Kara from Oxford. And 1st place, Emily from Farmington had 193.7. So the difference between Emily and Kara was 3.1 points. Very, very close in the diving. So we'll see what the official score is, but I suspect at this point Farmington is slightly ahead. Chad, you want to give us the official score?
The score is not correct. We need to validate with the officials. But I'd concur that Farmington's a little bit ahead.
Okay. Well, we hear the official, unofficial report there. Or is that the unofficial official report? Now remember, scoring is first place gets 6, second gets 4, third gets 3, fourth gets 2, and fifth place gets 1. So in the diving, Farmington picked up 10 points. Oxford picked up 6, so I suspect Farmington at this point is 2 points ahead. And if this 500 continues, we'll see how that goes. Let's see what's happening here. We got a race over here. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Quite a ways to go in this race. 500-yard freestyle, 20 lengths. Farmington just took a first place. That builds up their lead a little bit in this meet. Farmington gets second. Oxford gets third. This is anyone's race at this point. Anyone's meet, I should say. We don't have any official scores in, but my guess is right now Farmington's about 6, 7, 8 points ahead. We don't have the official scores in yet. All right, some good swimming here. Got 8 good swimmers in the pool here. That's a long race. A lot of solid effort all the way across the pool. Typically at most high schools, some of the best conditioned athletes you will ever find are the swimmers and the wrestlers. Both sports put in a lot of arduous training. Okay, now we have a relay race. 200-yard freestyle. Lane 2, lane 4, lane 6, lane 8. We have all Oxford for the 200 free. Okay, we have a Farmington entry.
Looks like we have 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're split in our sheets here, so let me take a look. I'll just do the Oxford teams. Lane 2, we have Paige Potter, Emma DiMalenta, Caitlin Griffith, Emily Hamilton. Lane 4, toward the center of the pool, Christina Boydston, Rachel Baker, Hannah Schoenfeld, and Kayla Krebs. Lane 6, Victoria McLennan, Sophia Wirtz, Marissa Bourne, and Gracie Beebe. And in lane 8, Victoria Provo, Anna DeMeglio, Kate Marsh, and Gabriela Garcia. So Oxford is in the even lanes, and Farmington has let's see, Farmington will have a team in what, lane 5? Lane 1? Huh. Well, I don't see them on the score sheet, but we'll just pretend they're there anyhow. Doesn't. That's the medley. All right, let's take a look here. We have some disparity on the entry sheets, but Oxford's in the even lanes and Farmington's in the odd lane. So Farmington will have a team in lane 3, 5, and 7.
For which? We just added the one. For the 203. You ready? Just, yeah. No, we have full things. One, two, three, four. Okay.
Score right now is 67 for the Falcons, 59 for the Wildcats. 67 to 59. Score right now is 67, 59.
67, 59?
Yep. Favor of Farmington after the 500. So this relay race is going to mean a lot for the final outcome because the scoring is 8-4-2. First place gets 8 points.
Mr. Starter, why are you back to start?
8-4-2 is the scoring. Only the first 3 teams earn points. 2 lengths each swimmer. And off they go. Once again, key thing on relay race is always to watch to make sure that the swimmers on the block don't leave until the fingers of the preceding swimmer touch the wall. You can be in motion, you can be flying through the air, but you better have your toes on the block before leaving. Okay, let's see here. Like I said, this is a key race for the Wildcats. They've got to win this. Right now, Farmington's got a big lead. Two lengths each swimmer. Oxford is 3 seconds behind. Farmington has first. Oxford has second. Oxford has third, but Farmington is right behind, challenging for that third place. If we can't get first, we need second and 3.
Rachel!
200-yard freestyle relay. Farmington has a commanding lead. There's no question about it. Oxford's got a solid second. Oxford's got third, but the Farmington swimmer is closing the gap over here in lane 3. I'd say 1 for Farmington. Oxford in lane 2 is going to get, lane 4 is getting second. And it looks like the Wildcats are going to pick up some third place points over there in lane 6. Once again, the scoring is 8-4-2-0. So first place, Farmington gets 8 points, brings them up to 75 points for the meet. And Oxford gets 6 points, brings the Wildcats up to 65 points. So a 10-point spread right now. 100-yard backstroke will be our next race. We're going to have 2 heats tonight. A couple things about backstroke to watch. The flags across the pool, once again, remind everybody, are there so the backstrokers know how far they are from the end of the pool. This is 4 lengths backstroke. They start in the water. When the swimmer, now watch the kicking on this. The kick is very similar to the freestyle, the cross stroke. They're going to have their toes pointed. They're going to be churning the water in a flutter kick. Their arms are going to be going over in a windmill fashion. The little finger is going to enter the water first. And the head should stay fairly stable. On the turns, they do a flip turn and allowed 1 stroke going into the turn. If they do 2 strokes, it's a disqualification. Okay, for the Wildcats, let's take a look here. Well, this is an all Farmington heat, so we don't have to worry about the Wildcats. But let's review what we just talked about. Watching the swimmers here, watching their arms go through the water. Little finger should enter the water first. The head should stay fairly stable, not that side-to-side thing. Fairly stable body. Head should be back. If you look at the swimmer over in lane 7, I'd say her head is up a little bit too far. She's got her head back a little bit in the water. So as I said, on the turns now, they get close to the wall. They can turn over on their stomachs with that 1 stroke, do a flip turn, and take it from there. One of the relatively new things in the sport of competition swimming in the last number of years is how far swimmers go underwater after their turn. Now the good news is they can really propel themselves underwater and go quite a ways. The bad news is you've got to hold your breath for a long time. That's not easy, especially when you're in a race and your lungs are burning and your arms and legs are tired. Okay, heat 2 coming up. Wildcats are in the even lanes. That's Paisley Errant, lane 2. That's closest to the camera. Lane 4, Emily Lakin. Lane 6, Tate Hamilton. And lane 8, Paige Hodder. 2, 4, 6, and 8 are Wildcats. Let's see. Oakland County qualifying in the backstroke for a 100-yard backstroke is 104.5, and considerations 107.99. To get to the state championship, you have to hit a 101.19. That's pretty darn fast. Right now, Farmington has a lead in this meet by 10 points. Haley Kornberger in 2010 swam the backstroke here at Oxford at 101.08. Farmington takes 1-2. Oxford gets 3.5. Nice swimming, some good technique there. If you watched, heads back, arm rotation, small finger enters the water first. Nice strong flutter kick. The next race after the backstroke is the 100-yard breaststroke, 4 lengths breaststroke. State qualifying is 109.79. That's for the Swimming and Diving Championship for 2015. 100 breaststroke is 109.79. Oakland County consideration is 118.99, and automatic qualifying for the county meet is 113.50. 2 heats. First heat for Oxford in lane 4 is Caitlin Griffith. So it's Caitlin in lane 4 and Kate Marsh in lane 6. Caitlin's a freshman, and Kate is a junior. 4 lengths breaststroke. When they touch the wall, both hands have to touch at the same time on turns and at the finish. Once in a while, you'll see somebody reach out with one hand to touch the wall, and that's a DQ. OCTV. Mr. John Ocean's on the camera. Station manager is Mr. Bill Service. We have 2 heats of the breaststroke. Okay, Heat 2 coming up here. For the Wildcats, we have Rachel Baker, one of our Star Spangled Banner swimmers in lane 2. Lane 4 for the Wildcats, Rachel Cummins. Lane 6, Victoria McLennan. And in lane 8, Emma DiMolenta in lane 8.
Relax, ladies. We have a quiet.
Wide on the deck for the start, please.
Okay, here we go. Take your mark.
One of the things in this pool here is we get a lot of reverberation, a lot of noise, and the fans here the mechanical fans are a little bit noisy. Sometimes it's hard for the swimmers and divers to focus. 4 lengths breaststroke. Oxford's in the even lanes. Lane 1 is the lane that's closest to the camera. Looks like it's going to be a pretty tight race. First split's about a 38.5 for that first 50. Be nice if the Wildcats pick up some points here. Wow, I don't know who won that one. That was a fingernail touch between lane 4 and 5. Hard to say. Kind of reminds me of Michael Phelps, the Olympics, winning that 200 fly by a fingernail. Officially, it looks like first place is lane 5, 121.29. Lane 4, 121.59. So 0.3 of 1 second. I guess that could be a long fingernail. Last race of the evening coming up here from Oxford High School. Rod Charles on the microphone, Mr. John Ochins with the camera. Lane 2 for the Wildcats, we have Sophia Wirtz, Marissa Bourne, Tate Hamilton, Gracie Beebe. Lane 4, that's the center lane. We have Bella Gianola, Christina Boydston, Claire Alexander, and Rachel Cummings. Lane 6 for the Wildcats, Danielle Kemp, Emily Sovis, Paisley Arendt, and Emily Viken. One of the great things about swimming is everybody gets in the race, as we say. Regardless of which team wins tonight's meet, this has been a very good meet. We've seen some very good competition in swimming and diving. Every race has been fought for. Diving included was very close, as we pointed out. Now this race here, we have 4 swimmers, each doing 4 lengths. It's a close race over here for first and second, and wow, we've got close races across the board here. Second swimmer coming up. Oxford's got first, Oxford's got fourth. Farmington swimmer just caught up at the turn. Farmington has about a 3-second lead for first. And about a 5-second lead over there between lanes 7 and 6. Well, it looks like this, as far as the first place race goes, it looks like it's going to come down to the anchor swimmer. Looking across the pool, I see some pretty good technique on turns. A lot of good coaching is what does that. Here we come down The last swimmer in this relay is on the blocks. The battle for third place. Right now, Farmington has about a 12-second lead after the second length there. I'm sorry, after the first length. All right, the Wildcats grab a first place in that last relay race. Let's see how the rest of the team's focusing on their performance. Once again, I see some really good turns by all the relay members. Nice technique. Well, folks, it'll take a while to get the scoring tabulated, but I'd say regardless of the first place finish there in the 400 freestyle relay, looks like the Farmington Falcons won the meet tonight. But one of the great things about sports, including swimming and diving, is regardless whether your team finishes, every meet is an opportunity for your PB, your personal best. It could be your personal best in terms of your time or just working on your technique. And there we have it over here. Lane 8 still working on their race, doing a good job, pouring it on. Very impressive over Lane 8. Look at that. Nice technique, good breathing technique, nice, strong, steady kick, arms moving. You know, another congratulations is due to the parents, the swimmers and divers. Every meet I come to, I notice that the parents do a great job doing the timing, getting food prepared, here at the announcers table. Nice job by the parents.
Voice of Alexander Thomas with a time of 4 minutes, 7.92 seconds. Results for diving. In first place from Farmington, the score of
Final score 103 to 83. 103 to 83. The Farmington Falcons take the meet. Once again, this is Oxford Community Television. We will see you soon. Take care.